To discuss is when life forces you to slow down. How do you handle it? And if you have been in that situation, this video is going to be for you if you haven't found a way to get out of that funk, in the words of Dre.
All right, so the first situation is
we're going to do nobody plans for the delay. None of us plan for it. We all get hit with it so fast and not being able to see it coming, but have you prepared yourself before the situation happened to take care of it? A lot of us been caught and sideswiped by certain situations where we have been downtrodden because of it, because it takes a lot from us. But from that, if you have gone through that, what have you learned? Is that a good way to explain that?
That is a good way to explain that. So what would be one of the first problems?
I think when life interruptions come into your path, you have to understand that it's random for you, but for some people, it's a normality. But it's about how do you get out of it? Do you stay in that funk? Or do you find ways and or do you put precautionary measures in that can help you to get out of that funk, if that is a way of explaining it?
That is. Okay, what would be another one?
I think we will go with, we can go into my situation, such as an illness setback. You know, we all try to be strong as much as we can until something happens. And then when it happens, how do you get out of that situation? How it happened to you.
Just personal.
Others, emotional.
You
know, we all have those situations and issues that happen to us, and we don't know where to turn. Or sometimes we don't know who to go to about that situation, because you don't know if you're imposing on them or if you're, being nosy, because, you got an issue and you explain your issue to someone. Maybe they have someone in their family or whatever it may be that gave them an insight of that. You know what I'm saying? Maybe that can help you. So, all those things take place into understanding that basically nobody plans for the situation or delay that happens in your life.
I can understand that one. A lot of different setbacks, a lot of things changed in the job. So, I had to, none of this was even planned either, right? It's funny because I was planning for making money with what I had and what I was doing. And then next thing you know,
you get the break.
It said, wait a minute, time out. You can no longer do X, Y, Z, right? So we all have these personal setbacks. We have illnesses also, that it could be external and internal that can change your whole life around.
Absolutely.
And what I would say for a solution to that is be mindful, right? Okay. So the first solution I would say is be mindful. And the reason I say be mindful is because you have to understand that life happens.
Life be lifing.
Life is lifing, right?
That's what I mean. My little one, life be lifing.
And there's a lot of things that you can't control in this life, right? You can control certain things, but when it comes to life setbacks, personal, job, internal, you can't control what I would say, what God is doing, right? So you can't control those things. So you have to really be mindful and understand that, look at the situation. It may be an opportunity to change. You know what I mean? It may be an opportunity to change some things. It may be a situation
for you to have to slow down, because what you are used to doing that basically feels normal to you,
yes,
may be doing a lot of damage to you on the inside. Outside, people see you moving and grooving and doing what you're supposed to do. But for your internal clock and how you move and everything,
okay,
that adds up to where you are at that point. It could be, bro, you've been doing that kind of thing for so long. Slow down, because it goes so much and you think it's normal for you, but your mind is telling you keep going, but your body will tell you might need to take a chill pill for a minute. And in that way, it might hit you and be able to see you in the fact of body ailments, mental exhaustion, physical exhaustion. You feel it, you know it, but you just ignore it.
Okay.
But then when your body tell you you didn't you don't slow down when I'm telling you to slow down.
Yeah.
Here, hold this for a minute. And then something hits you that becomes totally out of your realm of trying to take care of what you were trying to do.
Yes. So last thing I would say for the solution, I know you can't plan for the worst.
Right.
For everything.
Right.
You can't plan for the worst with everything, but you can plan for the worst for some things, right? So if you're having finances, right, for an example, I understand a lot of people finances is a little bit different than others, but I would start with a fine, simple base. $5 a week. If you could do 50, I would start with either a $5, a $30, or a $50 savings a week. Because you don't know what's going to happen tomorrow, next year. I understand we love to eat the way we want to eat, go out to eat,
but
dinners.
Honestly, it comes with a
price. It does come with a price. So why not help yourself when those times actually do come? Not saying that they're going to come, but even when they don't come, you have enough money now to be able to take a nice trip that you never took for yourself ever in life. And we're talking about if this happened where you're saving up money for the next 2-3 years and you're capable and you're able to be able to do so, then I would do that. So I would say focus on setback strategies. That would be the solution. If you know things is shaky at the job, keep your resume up to date. You know, a big thing nowadays where a lot of people are considering AI to be a threat, which is not necessarily a threat that I believe is a threat, but to some it is.
People are really looking into those, thinking that certain jobs are going to take their job title or moral compass away from them if that job comes in.
So learn AI, learn some things. So those are things that you can do to reduce your setback. So Next up.
Actually, just fighting the reality of it. You know what I'm saying? It happens, it comes, and you're trying to force things back to the normal. And sometimes the normal that you have created is not what you need to be doing because it does so much detrimental attributes to your family, to your job, all those things.
Oh yeah, I can
all those
agree.
Things basically culminate within each other, and that we don't see until like something happens and it strikes, and you're like, oh shoot, now you're on the sideline because you're like, I didn't see it coming and I didn't prepare for it to come, so now I have to work within it. And a lot of us do that. We work within the situation that has come to us and try to get out of it, instead of small preparations of just a foundation of, if this does happen, how can I get out of it? But we don't. So, trying to focus on things that you try to get back to normal. Sometimes that normal isn't the normal that is reality. It's a facade. You know what I'm saying?
And sometimes it might not be a normal that you really want to get back to be honest.
Yeah.
It may be toxic. It may be something damaging. It may be something trauma related that we don't realize until you get this solution, which is self-awareness.
Self-awareness. Have you tried to fight something that you thought was normal that basically isn't normal for the outside world, what's normal to you? You didn't see it until the after effect?
Yes.
Have you experienced that? And if you did, how did you come out of that? Because we all go through that frustration, the anger, the denial of what we think is normal. But then when you come out of it, it's like, I didn't need to do that. I didn't have to do that.
Yeah.
And we go against that so much that when it comes back into us and it's faced towards us, it's aggressive. We're upset. We're mad because now the mirror is on you to saying that this isn't normal, even though you thought this was normal.
Correct.
Get mad at that, and it's more of we're just trying to help you get out of it. But when you see it is, why are you talking to me like that? What do you say that what I'm doing is wrong? I've been doing it for this long, for so many years.
Yes, sir.
And it's like, you may have, but at the same time, it's like, just because you've been doing it that way doesn't mean that it's right.
Very true. So to solve this, I know we mentioned self-awareness, right? But to solve this, you're going to need more than self-awareness. Now, with self-awareness, what you are doing is you are realizing the fight. You are being aware of what caused you to get to this point. You're being aware of what needs to change possibly, and you're looking out at a different outcome based off of these changes, right, of self-awareness. Another thing I would say is you need self-assessment. Just like how my brother was just talking just now, we get into these modes where we're really angry, we're frustrated, we're aggravated, we don't understand why these things are happening to us, and we also don't understand our family is asking us or telling us to make these changes for them, right? And so when you have some time to really be by yourself, take 15 minutes with peaceful music, no lyrics.
You need a quiet place.
And self-assess.
Let me put that out there. It may seem weird in your household, depending on how your household is or people you're around, but you need a quiet place in your home where you can sit back and reflect and talk to whatever higher being that you may have of helping. It may be your sneaker closet. For me, it's my sneaker closet. It seems crazy, but you being in that dark, just you by yourself, talking to whoever you may believe in, to say, hey, this is what I'm going through. What can I do to get out of it? You need a quiet place. Take a quiet place for yourself. You need
walking.
Yeah.
Doing it walking a park, taking a break at work. Just have some time to really self-assess without being angry at yourself. So the next problem, what the pause reveal.
I know what my pause reveal.
So when life forces you to slow down and you have to take a step back, and everything that you had done in your life had literally put a pause. It got halted, right? And then at this point, you have time to really dwell into your thoughts of what's really happening, right?
Huge reality check, but can you cash that check in? I like to cash it too, because when you have those, when has that pause been revealed to you? What lessons did you learn?
Were they good? Were they bad?
What were those hidden lessons that were inside of that pause that were shown to you that made you get back on your feet?
What did you realize that you weren't even grateful for that you already had?
So much. So much is when you get that hidden blessing that's been shown to you, that has been revealed to you, and that you thought you were in, or that funk that you thought you were in came out and said you're not going to be stuck there. This is how you get out of it. When have you realized?
A lot of times we're moving so fast in this life. We give ourselves from the minute we walk out the door all the way to the time we come home. And then some of us for our spouse, some of us have to cook meals for ourselves, right? And so time goes by very fast lately, especially when you're doing a lot.
When you're moving and grooving it and you see it coming and you still do nothing about it.
I never knew how that felt because I'm constantly moving, right? But when I got stopped, I learned what I was doing wrong in life. I learned that it wasn't actually anybody else's problem that was causing these problems. It was honestly myself.
Right.
I was literally causing myself a lot of issues. So what happened is that this pause, right? It gave me this opportunity of reflection, of seeing what real life lessons did I learn? What did I learn? What moves did I make? Why did I make them, right? So when it comes down to what the pause revealed, if you honestly sit back and really take the time to journal, write things down, sit back and really, you have to be. So I would say when you reveal these things and things come to life, you start seeing things of what's happening, what's wrong, what's right, what worked, what didn't work. Now you start finding ways of being accountable. Find accountability strategies.
Yeah.
Find accountability partner. I try to have him be accountability partner sometimes. We piggyback off each other. And it's getting better. It's definitely getting better. But you have to find ways of holding yourself accountable to start making these changes that has been revealed during your pause.
Correct, absolutely. And with that being said, also, me personally, I understand that. You're moving and grooving so much, and you're telling yourself that I'm gonna get ready to do what I need to do. Soon as I'm gonna do it, and then that pause comes in, and it shuts everything down. We all had that pause.
Yep.
You were so focused on that deal. You were focused on talking to so and so. Then boom, something happens with the company. You were going to take your kids out to do something, and a physical ailment has happened to you. We all get hit with certain pauses in our life, but with those pauses and certain things that come with it, it may stop you, but are you able to get out of that pause and press play? So what we want to do with pressing that play button, we're going to find our progress.
Ooh.
And we're finding our progress. We're going to have to learn and understand that growth doesn't always look like movement. Just because you're doing something and it's consistent, it doesn't mean that you're moving, because you could be doing the same thing and being stagnant.
I was about to say you could be stagnant.
You can be stagnant.
You can be stagnant.
Man, I'm performing at all these little local bars, and the local bars love me. But until you get that call from that casino that's up the block, that's doing the same kind of performances, that's bringing those same kind of people in, are you going to be prepared for that when it happens? If there's a whole healing process when it comes in it, because you put yourself in these positions so much that when you get injured or hurt or mentally debilitated, I can't get the word out, I'm sorry.
Okay.
When you get depleted mentally, do you stay in that funk, or do you find a way to get out of that funk? Do you do it yourself? Do you call someone that you know that can help you get out of that? Don't just call a random person, somebody that has been through kind of what you've been through, to help you get through it, or some type of sequence of having that initial thought process of helping you get out of it.
And I will say do both. If you're the type of person that can actually find ways of getting yourself out of it, go ahead and hold yourself accountable.
Absolutely.
And find your own ways.
Self-accountability.
You cannot.
And you have to realize if you cannot.
Yes, sir.
Because you'll be there like this, man, I ain't going to talk to nobody. I don't need no help. I got this. I'm built different. You can tell me that all day.
But if you're not aware, there's a lot of self-awareness in this video that needs to happen in order for you to bounce back from these delays that is happening, right? So you have to have a sense of awareness in order to bounce back.
You didn't have to grab those ketos early in the morning. You didn't have to grab that muffin or all that stuff. Now you like this. Now your brain, after the healing of what you realize in yourself, I don't need to eat that. I can eat this. I can substitute this. We have to have that in our mind, that what we were used to doing before and that situation happened, how to get away from that happening again.
Yes.
And the reflection and the progress of that is leading into preparing for your next season, because you're telling yourself, I am not going to do that again.
In other words, have some reframe strategies. Start reframing the way you start looking at things.
You said accountability strategy.
And accountability strategy too. I would say both.
Okay.
Have accountability strategies and also have ways to start reframing these old habits, these old thoughts, these old negative movements, right?
Speak on it.
Because if you don't, that's just how it goes.
That's how I've been doing it.
And it's not what used to work no longer works now.
Nope.
So because of that, you now have to start reframing. You cannot stay. I'm not even gonna hold you. Not even talking about myself. I seen a quick clip of who was the two people. I don't want to name the two names, but there were two celebrities. One was a boxer and one was a R&B singer.
Okay.
And so I'm looking at this clip and I'm watching both of them with their shirts off, right? And I'm like, my God, I don't want to get to that point, right? And I know, and everybody's different. And I'm like, I really don't want to get to that point with my body. And I'm already close to it, right?
Mean by that.
So now here's the reframe. I have to change how I eat, no matter how much money I make.
It looked like two uncles talking, and you be like,
yes, sir.
I understand what you're trying to say, but you over here looking like.
So I have to reframe how I look at things now. I can no longer just say, I can go out and grab something to eat because I have money. I can go out and order out McDonald's.
I can make whatever. But that's what we wanted, especially when we were younger.
I get it, but
we didn't. But at the same time, we were so when we
Reframe.
didn't have it, and then we were able to get it, we overindulged.
Yes,
in it.
and this is why now you need to reframe.
Gotta reframe.
Listen, I understand now. I didn't have it at one point. I had it. I overindulged. I went way over boundaries. I went over my means.
I exhorted
exhort
too much.
Let's take a step back and get back into reality, right?